We have an extra special treat for all of our listeners today, an interview with the woman in red, aka Donna Divisa Rossa, aka Kika Georgiou. This interview was recorded after the finale of The New Pope is aired, so there might be spoilers for all of the episodes. You have been warned. Welcome to the show, Kika.
Hi, Cecily. Hi, A.Ron. It's really wonderful to be able to connect with you guys in such a way because I really, really admire what you do. It's so fun. Thank you for having me.
I gotta say that your performance of the red-hooded woman has become iconic in our house. Like, instead of calling the family to dinner, I just throw my head back and say, dinner! And if I want my kid to brush his teeth, I just go and point at him and say, brush! It's like we've been doing that ever since like the first or second episode, and it's amazing, the energy you're bringing.
I'm so happy to be of any help with your children.
is the other thing is like it's one of our white whales. We want to get the red Jude Law hoodie. Is there anywhere you can find that? Did you get to keep yours?
There's only one of them, and I have it in my home in Cyprus. Actually,
that's amazing. Wow,
yeah,
one of a time.
I do. Yeah, they gave it to me. They were really nice.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
amazing.
if you ever start a Jude Law cult, you're ready to go. I would follow you for one.
Yeah. So we've seen all of the episodes through the finale. Have you seen all of the episodes after you shot them?
I actually just really, really recently watched all of the episodes, and it was funny because we don't have HBO Go in Cyprus. Mm-hmm. So I watched them with Italian dubbing. So it was very funny and very strange for me at the same time. I really, really need to watch it again properly.
Mm-hmm.
So were you watching someone else was doing your voice in the episodes that you watched?
Yes, in Italian, reading English subtitles. And, if you're not familiar with the whole Italian dubbing thing, each actor has their own dubbing actor. So everyone knows if the actor is not shown on the screen, if they hear a voice, they know if it's Jude Law or if it's John Malkovich. I didn't. So someone was talking, I wasn't, he wasn't in the picture. And I was like, and then it was John Malkovich or something, It was strange. It was funny. Yeah.
So you worked with, you were mostly working with a lot of different people in these big scenes. When we talked to you briefly yesterday about this, but you said that this was one of the easiest shoots you've ever had.
Actually, yes, it was the easiest and most fun and the most loving set I've ever been to because it was a great big production. Everything was set up nicely. Everyone, there was a lot of people taking care of everything. So we waited in a nice room, or either in a big home or a living room. We were everywhere. Everyone, the actors were together, and we were waiting. And at the moment everything was ready, they got us on the set. So we did our scenes and we just left. That was it.
I heard
so even in the big scenes where a lot of people are involved, we just got in just before we hit go.
Oh.
We heard that in some of the we were talking back and forth before the interview through email and whatnot that the Javier Camara who plays Gutierrez gave you a big boost of confidence in the beginning. Can you talk about that? Because he seems like such a warm and great guy. I love him drinking water and looking right at us in the finale.
It's very comforting.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. He's such a loving man. He's so warm-hearted. I couldn't believe it. It was my first day of shooting, and I had my first scene right with John Malkovich. So you can understand, like, coming from Cyprus, which is like less than 1 million, it's a tiny town in Cyprus, and having to do all these things with all these actors that I admire and I've never seen, from close by. So I'm sitting in the makeup room having my makeup done, and I'm a bit shaky, I'm a bit uneasy, I'm a bit okay, I'm really, really happy and excited at the same time, and I'm trying to calm myself down and all that stuff, but I'm a bit stressed as well. So I'm sitting there, and suddenly I hear someone calling, "Hey, Kika Kalimera, Tikanis Posisse." So someone started talking to me in Greek. And I'm like in Venice in this, in this hotel doing my makeup. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I turn my head and it's Javier Camara. And I'm like, oh no, wow. I couldn't believe it. And then, that kept ongoing. So we had a lot of dinners together. And then we met again at the Venice Film Festival. He was really, really super nice and very, 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 very warm with me and with everyone, actually. Everyone loves Javier, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true for us, definitely.
Yeah.
Who would you say that you connected with most on the cast?
We had a lot of things together with Ludivine, so we'd spend a lot of time together. We had a lot of lunches as well. We walked around Venice a lot. I think mostly with Ludivine, actually. But with everyone, it felt like there was this, we were in a safe space because Sorrentino he works with people over and over again, especially his crew and the people right next to him. They've been working for him for more than 15 years, some of them, almost 20. So he creates this atmosphere that runs through the actors as well. It's like if you walk in there, it's like you're walking into a big family, and there's no questions asked. You're part of the gang somehow, if I may say so. So It was really, really nice to be. It was easy to be there. It was easy to be around all these great actors. To be honest, I wasn't expecting that.
You talk about how easy this was to shoot, but I know that Sorrentino is playing a lot in the show with the balance of kind of beauty and eroticism, the holy and the vulgar, the pure and the profane, and for a lot of actors on the show, that means there's a significant nudity. And for example, you guys were required to, with the rest of the Red Hooded cult, to stand out naked on a beach, which in the universe they established is somewhere in January or February in the winter, and it looks very cold. When you filmed that scene, was it actually cold? Was it in the middle of the winter? Was it awkward standing with dozens of other naked people on a beach with cameras rolling? How that can't have been comfortable.
Okay, so I had never done nude, and I never thought I would do, actually, to be honest. I never thought I would work with Sorrentino either. So, but when you're cast for Sorrentino, you know that there's probably going to be some nudity somewhere, somehow. But I didn't mind. I didn't. I love how he does it. I love how he shoots. I adore the whole thing. I felt it was almost a privilege. So I got the scene. I questioned nothing. I said, I'm just going to go and, they will take care of me somehow. It was actually, they left it towards the end of shooting. So it was early April, I believe.
Oh, still pretty cold.
But still yeah, it was pretty cold actually, but it didn't feel, if you're in the scene, if you're acting, you don't get to realize how cold the water is until after they called cut, you know what I mean? So, but it felt very, very, everyone was professional there. They're all, they've been working with Sorrentino for ages. They were really super nice and super relaxed. And also the fact that it was just, I think it was about 20 or so other actors as well there. And they, it was just this whole group. I mean, it felt like nothing, to be honest. It was a great experience. I don't know. I never felt embarrassed or shy at all at any moment. And also they gave us, we did the scene. They shouted cut, and then they gave us all these nice robes, and we were covered. So it was really. It was nice, actually.
I feel like, because I've done this quite a bit, walked in the cold water, and the worst part is, is as it gets like higher and higher. How many times did you have to do the take of you guys walking into the water? Because that was like the worst part. Did you get it in one take?
No. I think we did it 3 times or 4. 3 times or 4. Yeah.
All right. Well, you at least got a chance to get used to it.
But yeah, but it was actually, I think it was my last day of shooting ever, so it was a bit sad as well. I didn't want it to end. So yeah, I don't think I even remember the temperature of the water or anything, or the nudity or anything. Yeah.
I know people love outtakes. I know that there's sometimes a lot of things that are left on the editing room floor. Do you think that there was anything, or was there anything that you shot that didn't make it into the show that you can talk about?
Well, actually, quite a few things, because I think Sorrentino is so great with going with his instincts. So he comes up with stuff every day, I think. And I got a couple of things that weren't in the script last minute. For example, I had an erotic scene with Ludivine, which was really nice. Really well written as well. Very, very nice script. And there was also a scene with Jude Law, which was also cut, but it was both for the final episode. So it was longer than the rest of them. So I think it was just, a matter of time as well, and with HBO and the whole production thing. So, but it was really, really fun to make as well.
Yeah. There's a couple of things I was wondering about as far as your character, and one of the enduring mysteries that they never really answer is, what did the woman in red, what did she whisper into Pope John Paul III's ear when they had that confrontation in the square? Do you know? Did they actually give you dialogue, or is it a mystery?
I know what you know.
Really?
I have no clue. I don't know. No.
Did they give you dialogue and you just can't say, or they just didn't give you any dialogue?
No.
Interesting.
No, the script said that the woman in the red uniform just whispers something in Sir John's ear, and he leaves. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I actually, of course, wasn't allowed to read the whole script, so I only knew my scenes. So even in Ventotene, the little island where the whole thing in the kids' school happens, I only knew the inside part. I didn't even know that there was this whole thing going on outside. You know what I mean? So it was a surprise for me. I waited until the final episode to realize what this woman was doing through this whole show somehow. It's just, if you trust, I trusted the procedure so much, I just let go, and I followed I went with the flow somehow.
Okay, I was going to ask if you were given a backstory for this character, for any explanation for why she was such a devout follower, or did you make up one for yourself?
No, I was given nothing. But, I love Sorrentino so much. I love what he does, and I admire what he does so much that I was like, okay, I'm going to say those lines, and he'll take care of the rest. So, yeah. No backstories, nothing.
I had another question about your character. What was she feeling in that moment where the Pius XIII confronts you and Esther? Because I know that this was a big moment for the character. You'd spent, I don't know how many months in that square waiting for his recovery. You take the extreme rash step of taking this priest and his children hostage. You've killed the priest, and he's there now. What's going through that character's head?
Oh, I was hoping you guys could answer that for me because you seem to be doing much better work on this than I.
Sometimes you might have, because it's the thing is, I thought it was just a really interesting scene that there's a little bit of like element of, you've been looking forward to this. You said, seeing the Pope, the Pius XIII, would be almost like receiving the Eucharist, like you get this blessing, but then he's there and he's clearly displeased and disappointed and, shocked at who's actually there. But yeah, I don't know, because like I said, I've still got another 24 hours before I have to do the podcast on this, so I haven't quite finished all my thoughts and feelings about what they were feeling. But
right, yeah, I'm wondering if the woman in red really believed that Lenny was dead before he came into that room.
I thought it wasn't. It felt like it wasn't my place to decide that. You know what I mean?
I have another question that you might have the answer to. We see a lot of women in bikinis in the opening credits of the show, including Esther and Sophia, and what I believe are a lot of nuns. Were you ever considered for that opening credit sequence?
No. It was shot, I think. No. I wasn't in it at all.
Okay.
But I also believe that it was a last-minute decision to film that. I'm not so sure. I can't really answer that question. Sorry.
Okay. We just wanted to know how deeply we need to read into everything, because it's easy to do in Sorrentino.
We're trying to identify, like, oh, there's the nun from this, and there's but we're seeing it like you're aware. Where's Waldo somewhere in the background, maybe.
Yeah. I think he's having fun with it as well. I don't think he has all the answers either. That's what I feel. I don't know.
Right. Do you have a favorite scene that you shot?
I think the one with the Ludivine that was cut, the one that you see for like a few seconds on the last episode, where you can understand that they're, a bit closer together.
Where she's explaining
that
about.
One was really, really.
Is that the one where she's explaining how they want the body? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that scene gave the lady the woman in the red uniform, a lot of depth and a lot of, mystery.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that nothing's probably confirmed yet, but just in Kika's mind, are you hoping that the red woman comes back in the third season? Are you hoping there is a third season?
I'm praying every single night.
Yeah. I think that would be great to see.
I wish this happens. Yeah, really, this was my dream job, my dream work, my dream relationship in regards to my craft. So yeah, I'm hoping.
Well, I've been trying every night since I finished season 2 to get on my knees and put my arms out and say, God, give me season 3. Give me season 3 now, God. And it's not working, but I'm going to keep that up and see if it takes less time than the first one.
Keep it up. Please keep it up. Please keep it up.
Is there anything else that you want us to know? Or is there any projects that you're excited that's upcoming that you're working on?
I'm actually, my husband and I just created this duo, which is called Master and Slave, and it's
well, hello.
And it's a music project. So I've written a lot of songs, and he's written a lot of other stuff, and we've been working on them, and we've been slowly getting stuff together, and we'll be releasing songs, in the next few days. Actually, we're going to be doing that.
Oh wow! Where can we find that?
This is one. I think it will be all over the place, Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff.
All right, cool.
So yeah, that's one. And the other thing is that I'm expecting my second child, and I'm almost 7 months pregnant.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm waiting. We're very, very excited for that as well.
Yeah. Congratulations.
That's an incredible
Thank you.
project.
Yeah, it's one that made
Yeah.
sure it's one of your best
It's
releases.
a big one.
Well, we appreciate the time that you've given us. I know it must be pretty late in the evening where you're at, and thanks for your time. And again, a really powerful, iconic performance you gave as the lady in the red hood. Really added a lot to the season.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking to you and watching your podcast on YouTube as well. I love seeing you guys as well.
Well, thank you so much again.
Yeah, we had a lot more nudity, but YouTube forced us all to cut. Like, it's the limits of the medium. What are you going to do?
It's an unfair world.
It is.
Sure.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Kika. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right.